Well, hello there and welcome to Ownin the Evening. This is the Owndog. I got Alma right beside me,
Hello.
and we are ready to get rolling and make a great show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. And Alma, I know you're excited today. Some big news, some big going ons for Alma as she's, taking a few new steps. New steps in her life, and I'll let her tell you all the excitement.
I'm really excited because, like Owndog said, I'm taking new steps in a new direction. And maybe it's not such a new direction for me after all, because it's kind of been a life path I've been headed for maybe a little while now, but now it's taking and picking up momentum because I recently found out about a program that helps people like me, bipolar, get educated to become a counselor, a real counselor. So I'm super excited to find that I'm starting in the direction of doing something that I've actually been trying to do in my free time, and which is help people and be there to talk and counsel people, in their hard times. So now I'm going to take steps to get the education needed to do this for real. So I'm really excited and also a little nervous because it brings up questions of like, what does being bipolar mean to going back to school or, down the road working? Because I have social anxiety and, it's a different Alma that hasn't done these kind of things in a long time. I'm older now and I've lived a life, we've been through some rough times, and now it's stepping back into the idea of academics and eventually the workforce. And so it's exciting and it's a little scary. So I'm just thrilled though that I might become a real counselor.
That is exciting. I am proud of you. I'm excited for you. This is something that you've been talking about wanting to do for a long time. And as you said, your life path has taken you in this direction, and you've reached out. You found a way to help and make a difference for so many people in a fashion that you're able to, as the bipolar causes the anxiety and things that make it difficult for you to deal with, people in personal settings or group settings. You found a way to help people through Discord, through online, through chatting, through, voice calls and all sorts of different ways, and just using your perspective, your knowledge, your experience to get out there and help others. Man, I'm so proud of you.
Oh.
And I am excited for you to take this step. Your concerns about classes and that kind of thing are certainly understandable, but at the same time, I'll remind you that you were an excellent student before. I have no doubt that you'll be an excellent student now because, one, you're smart. Two, you're very interested in this particular subject matter, and you're motivated and driven. And so I am proud of you. I am excited. I can't wait to see what this brings. And it won't be long before I'm not sure what the title is, but it'll be Counselor Alma.
Counselor Alma. Wouldn't that be just so cool? Like to actually like envision that, like being past the classes and into the workforce, like out there talking to people and sitting down with them. Or, I was talking about it, like What if it was virtual? Like, what if I had a virtual counseling service where that's just what I offered? Like, and did, because that's what works for me and that's what I'm comfortable with. Like, maybe that's the service that I provide because that's where life has taken me and that's where the world accommodates nowadays. Like, you never know. You don't know what the future is going to hold, and it's really exciting to get to think about. Like, I'm just thrilled that, like, going forward, it could take me in so many directions. And it all began with a neighbor who's going down the same path, mentioning that it would be a good fit for me. And then just really thinking, like, yeah, I could do this. I could really do this. And why shouldn't I? Like, why shouldn't I take that chance and make this happen? And so I made the call, and the ball is rolling, and it's extremely exciting.
100% agree. It's extremely exciting. The ball is rolling, and I can't say it enough. I am so proud of Alma. Over in the YouTube chat, Jess says it's all Gucci. Happy to hear for Alma, and so amazing. Says we both possess a heart of gold. So glad that we have each other. Support and communication go a long way. Well, thank you. I do agree with you. Support and communication are key. And I'll tell you this, I can speak for Alma, but I prefer to let her speak for herself. I've got her back 100%. 100%.
I'll speak. I wouldn't be here without you. Like, without your support and without our talks and without everything you've done for me, I wouldn't be here through all the support you've given me, through the hardship that we've been through the life's journey we've had. Like, you brought me here. And so together we're taking this step. This may be an Alma education, but this is an Owndog and Alma celebration because we got here together. Like, I wouldn't be in this place if not for all the love and support you've given me. So thank you. Thank you for helping me get here and loving me through everything we've been through so we could get here together.
Well, you are welcome. I'm pleased and proud to be with you along this journey. I've said it before. Like Alma just said, without Alma, there's no Owndog. I'm not sitting here talking to you this evening. So, not just Alma, but to you, my friend. We wouldn't be here. And I'd be a very different man. I am glad that I'm not. I'm glad that I'm this man with that lady and that we're here with you. Alma, I'm proud of you. I can't wait to see what this brings for you. I'm excited to watch you take these steps to be here with you. And I will be so excited on the day you're done. And we can call you Counselor Alma.
Counselor Alma. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So, team, remember, if you want to join us live, we do this live. The podcast recorded live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on Kick or YouTube. Owndog creates on either platform as we record our show. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate the comments and the feedback and the questions. And when you bring your issues and share your stories, we love it. So if you are so inclined, join us live 9:30 p.m. on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, Kick or YouTube. Owndog creates. And so, well, as I say that, I bring us into community love, because that's one way we'll grow our community, and you can show some love for Owndog and Alma and the Ownin the Evening show. But more than that, there's real support to be found in the community, Alma, as you put in the notes. And that is one of the things that you're striving to do, is to become a guiding light, a hope, a help in the community. And whether it's a community of people who are brought together through the common thread of mental unwellness and the struggle and striving and driving for mental wellness, or whether it's your local community, the blocks around your home, whether it's the school community for your children, there are many, many different communities. But when we come together in groups and we show other people love and respect, that's community love.
It's been blossoming in our life recently, and I love community love. It's like our neighbor, she noticed that I don't have many clothes that fit anymore. And she happens to have an abundance of clothes that she slimmed down out of. So they'll now fit me, or they might fit me. So she's willing to donate her clothes to me so I might have some to wear. That's community love. Our daughter walked home on with a friend from school, and that's community love. Her friend walked home with her so they wouldn't be alone walking home from school, from the bus in a bad neighborhood. That's community love. And her friend was hungry, so this mama had to feed that little girl that needed to eat. And I made sure I made some good food for her to fill that belly. And you know what she did for me? She gave me her talent. She could sing, and she sang for me. And oh my goodness, it just melted my heart to have her just share her inner joy with me. Like, it was amazing. And that's community love. Like, we just sat there together, like just sharing the moment. And it was just so beautiful, just friends and family and love. And it was just everything I could hope for. And that's what I envision what life could be if we just reach out to each other and give what we have when we have it, and just notice that people are in need. And you know what? It doesn't hurt to help, to reach out a hand and just say, here you go, take what I have and let me help you with it, because it feels so good. That little girl that had a hungry belly, she was so thankful to get to eat the good food I cooked. She kept telling me how good it tasted. And like, it made me soar, like, to know that I could fill her with good food. And like, my neighbor that's going to give me clothes, like, that melts my heart that she would share her extra with me. She could throw out those clothes and never think twice about it. But she saw, because she's also doing a nice thing where she's taking my daughter to school every day, so we don't have to walk to school through the bad neighborhood. It's a community of love, and it's just so wonderful, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
It all started when our daughter was out skating. Our youngest daughter was out skating, and the neighbor noticed that she was skating and came over and offered her some pads and some equipment and some tips, because our neighbor happens to be a roller derby skater, which is really cool in and of itself. If you don't know what roller derby is, you can go look it up, but it's an athletic competition on roller skates. And our neighbor is a roller derby player or athlete. I'm not sure what the correct term is, but she saw our daughter skating and thought, hey, I'll come over. Didn't know us. That was her introduction to us, to come over and offer our daughter some equipment for free from her own volition, from the goodness of her heart. And it was pretty amazing. And since she's become I'd say a good friend of Alma's, they've been interacting, and she has offered to take our daughter to school so we don't have to walk in a bad neighborhood in the inclement weather. It's about a mile to get to my daughter's school. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's nice to have a ride. And she's been that kind of neighbor. And already I can say that our family has an affinity for their family. We love them. They've been good people. Our kids now have been playing together, and that's the growth of community. She's very helpful and very kind. And Alma has shared some of our problems, and she has shared some of their problems. And it's just community. And it's nice because we live in such a big city and a bad neighborhood and everything's so spaced out that honestly there isn't a great sense or a great feeling of community around here. But we aim to change that, and hopefully we can continue to spread and meet new people and bring them into the fold. And it's just been a wonderful experience, and it's been a great couple of months just because of our neighbor and community and getting out there and helping. And this girl that Alma's been able to help, our daughter's friend, well, if that's not a heartwarming story, as Jess in the YouTube chat says, warms their heart. Of course, we're able to help. And we don't need to dig into anyone's personal situations as to the whys or the reasons behind it. But there's a hungry child that we're able to help get some food. That's pretty amazing. Blessed that we're in such a position that we can help. And blessed be that our paths crossed by virtue of our daughter. And Alma, we're raising good daughters. We're raising a good son. We're raising good people because they reach out and they're looking to make someone else's day better. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of you. I'm smiling a lot tonight because I'm very happy. My heart's filled with pride for my family. And obviously you don't want to be too proud, but I'm feeling pretty good tonight.
It's that humble sort of pride, that good, heartfelt, deep in your gut, like just feel good because you know you know that you have good babies that are out there thinking about other people and seeing how they can make a difference in their lives. And that just, it gives you the warm feels, and not in a I want to make you feel bad about it sort of way, but just it melts your heart. Like that's what people should be doing and what you hope for. And to know your babies are out there looking at people and seeing their needs and wanting to fill them, that's just everything you could hope for. And like our babies are doing that in real ways. And like, yeah, like you said, it makes your heart happy and you're just all smiles when you think about that, you know?
And it's not without recognizing one more time. I think it's worth recognizing one more time the excitement that was there for the food that was offered, right? How the girl was thankful and enjoyed it, appreciated it. It does make you feel good to be able to help, but then to see the appreciation from someone else, because that's also a good thing for her to have appreciation, because sometimes life will kick you and beat you up pretty bad and you forget to appreciate the good moments or the good things. It was nice to see that she hasn't. And she's not much older than our daughter. She's a little girl, right? And it's good to be able to help when she's in need. And that need is hungry. And so, you know, we don't have a ton, but we're willing to share what we have. And I mean, I think that sums it up nicely. While we don't have a ton, we're willing to share what we have and to see the sheer appreciation from someone over something that really was so simple. What? It was a bowl of chili and a crunch wrap, right?
Yep. And she was so thrilled. She kept telling me, she kept kissing her fingers and going, mwah, you know, like it was just so good. And it was, she was so thankful and polite and just gracious about it. And she was filling her belly. And it was a magical moment to get to help somebody in such a real way. Like, yay.
You know, she's not much older than our daughter, and my daughter is older now. She's 14. She's a grown up, you know. It doesn't say I love you a lot. My middle daughter is the one who's least affectionate. I don't begrudge her. It's not my style. I wish she said I loved you more. And I tell everybody to tell somebody you love them. And she doesn't always heed that message. But this isn't bash the second daughter. She's a good person because she's expanding her circle now that she's in high school. She's trying to find new friends and meet new people, and she's trying to help. What else can I ask for? I mean, yeah, I'd like a hug here and there. I'd like her to say, yeah, Dad, I love you. But I know she's a good girl. And she's 14, growing up. Such a big girl now, but she's still my baby. They're all my baby. And we were able to help somebody else's baby today. You know, she was hungry. We were able to feed her. And again, we don't need to look into her home situation. For whatever reason, it's hard for them to get food right now. So we're able to help a little bit. You know, we can feed her. We can give her a sandwich. We can give her a crunch wrap. We can give her a bowl of chili and help somebody's baby. We're all somebody's baby. I'm a grown man, and I know if my mom were here, I'd still be her baby. And rest in peace, she isn't. But in a lot of ways, I have maturing to do. I have lessons to learn. In the scheme of the universe, Alma, we're all babies still. But it's good to be able to care for one another, and it's good to be able to help teach a lesson, to help when a need arises. Because we're all somebody's baby.
That was a wonderful transition to our next topic because, like you said, we're all somebody's baby. And that idea that we've all been there in childhood and we've all been loved by hopefully a mother or a father or just an older guardian, somebody that's looked out for us and given us guidance. But more than that, we've been through a childhood that may not have been what we needed it to be. And that childhood may have shaped us into the person that we are right now. And that we're still growing. Like you said, we have lessons to learn and things to go through. But like that idea that we've all come from the same place of being someone's little one. We're all little ones in the eyes of the universe. And if we could just look at each other with that same sense of awe and like love and camaraderie, if that's the word, it just brotherhood or friendship, whatever you want to call it, that idea that we're all the same, coming from the same page, I think we could do a good service to each other because we're all broken a little bit from the way the childhood wasn't for us. Not everybody got the golden life, and not everybody had it the way they needed it to be when they were a child. And so as we get older, we hold on to those childhood wounds, and they shape us into the adult that we are, and we carry those wounds with us. And I think it largely shapes how we act, how we treat the people we are, the things we buy, the jobs we take, the education we seek, all comes from this childhood wound we bear. And if we could all come together and just let go of that childhood wound together, maybe we could heal together, you know, in the community love sort of way, kind of blending the two together. It's just, I guess, a hope of mine. But I have a dream that we could just let go of the past and move forward together in a loving and helpful, harmonizing kind of way.
Beautiful words. Idealistic thinking, maybe, but I like it. It's something that we should strive for. And while the world at large may consider that to be idealistic and maybe fairy tale stuff, we can't really control the world at large, but we can control ourselves. And I said so many times that if we can learn ourselves and help others to learn as well, and then teach them to teach others, right? So we learn and try to work toward a betterment of ourselves, and then we help others try to realize and work towards a better, a betterment of themselves, and teach that same behavior to others. We teach our kids the right way to do things. They go out and they're teaching their friends the right way to do things. They're trying to lead by example. They're trying to give words when their friends are less than their best. They're not browbeaters, because that's something that I made sure they're not out there doing. We're no better than anyone else, but we can help as we learn to be better versions of ourselves. We can help others find better versions of themselves, and then teach them to help others find better versions of themselves, and on and on. And idealistic as it may sound, that's how we'll change the world.
It sounds idealistic, but it also sounds so simple. Like, why couldn't it happen? Why couldn't it be? It's just working on yourself and giving that change you make in yourself to others. And it's just a simple plan. Just, real easy to focus on. Focus on one, and as you change one, you can change another. And it just rolls forward. So I know it's idealistic and fairy tale, but it's so easy to imagine in my mind.
Yes, it is. My daughter really likes this song called Just Imagine It, or I'm not even sure what the name of the song is, and I don't know who sings it.
MKTO.
So there we go, Alma with the save, because, Owndog doesn't know this stuff. But it's a song about just imagine it. Imagine a world where things are better, and she loves that song.
She really does. And it's a beautiful song, like you said, about imagining a better world. And it oftentimes when she plays it, it'll bring tears to my eyes, because I imagine that world often. My mania takes me to the idealistic version of this world quite often, dreaming of what this world could be and seeing it so realistically, how we could take what we have and make it better, not just for a couple, but for all of us. And I see it, and I believe it, and I know it could be true, and I can't let it go. And I can't not believe that something better could come from what we have. And I'll hold my light and hold my torch, and I'll stand there and I'll hold true to that, knowing that I think others could believe it too.
It's all you can do. You're in control of one vessel here on your journey, and that's yours. So you work towards being your best. You never give up, never lose that vision. Alma, I hope you and the young one, I hope she never stops imagining it. I hope you never stop believing it, because it can happen. And maybe you're just a small piece in that bigger picture, but we can change the world, change ourselves, and help others find the right path, and get them walking it and living it, learning it and teaching it, so forth and so on. Like that little bit of snow that starts rolling down the hill, eventually we got ourselves a big snowball and an avalanche of love and positivity and community and caring for one another.
Oh, that just sounds wonderful. Everything I'd hoped for.
Right. Jess in the YouTube chat says, I keep on waiting on the world to change. It's in quotes. That might be a song lyric, but I'll say this. Don't wait on the world to change. Get in there and change yourself for the better. And then teach your friends, your family, what you've learned, and help them learn it too. And then help them teach that to others, and so forth and so on. And away we go. We don't need to wait on the world to change. It's too early to get my words mixed up. We don't need to wait on the world to change, because we can change the world.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen by waiting. It starts with changing ourselves and finding ways to better ourselves, right? And I don't mean financial betterment. I don't mean, getting more things and a better car. Those are all nice things. And if you can achieve those, I'm all for it. But I just mean working on yourself to make good decisions, to lead with love and kindness, and whatever that means to you personally. And Alma, we haven't even touched on it, but maybe we touch on it next show because we're running short on time. Learning how to live with enough. And that's a personal thing, and we can get into it. But learning enough, it's a whole concept that I think is lost on many people. So maybe a topic for another show, but I believe in it. I believe in you, Alma. I'm proud of you. It's going to be Counselor Alma before we know it.
Oh, so exciting.
You have been, I know you've touched other people's lives, but I can't speak for them. But I can sit here and 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, tell you you've touched my life. You've been a counselor and a friend and a crutch and a lifesaver when I needed you. And you've been, a whirlwind of negative energy when you've been manic. But I loved you because I knew the person that you were, because you're everything to me. And so I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be here with you yet one more night as we keep rolling. We've been consistent with our shows. And darling, I'm just so proud of you. I'll say it one more time. I can't wait to see you walk this path to your personal betterment, to an ultimate goal that, as you said, you didn't even know was a goal until later in life, but you're going to hit it. I know you will. And I am so pleased that I'm going to be here to see it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it together. And, as you were talking, as we were saying, waiting on the world to change, the saying, be the change you wish to see in the world. That's the one that came to me, and the one that I try to live by, because I wish to see more love in the world. And that's what I try to be, loving. Because if there's one thing to be, why not be love? Because it's what everybody needs, a little dose of love. And I mean, if the world's going to change for something, why not let it be love?
Well, I can't top that. That sounds like a perfect place to close out this Ownin the Evening. Lead with love. Alma's got it right. Team, don't forget, you can catch us live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on kick.com or youtube.com at Owndog Creates, where we film the show or the podcast, and then obviously the podcasts drop at 11:30 that night. Thanks so much for being you. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for being here with us. For Alma, this is Owndog reminding you to make a great night, make somebody else's night great as well.
And tell somebody you love them.
Please, it's important. Until we see you again, take care. We love you. And we'll see you soon. Keep owning the evening.